There is a small orange bottle sitting in the medicine cabinets of more than 65 million Americans over 60. Right now. Not tomorrow, right now as you are watching this. And for 1 in 5 of those people, that same bottle, the one prescribed to protect their heart, is quietly reshaping the tiny filtering units inside their kidneys. Not overnight, not in a way that shows up on a scale or in the mirror or in how they feel getting out of bed. It shows up first in a single blood test number, a number most people never ask their doctor to explain. And today I want to tell you exactly what that number means and which 7 blood pressure medications are most closely linked to this pattern. Stay with me through this entire video, because the 7th medication on this list is one that almost nobody warns you about, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to ask your doctor about it before this video ends. Here is what we are going to cover today. I am going to walk you through the 7 categories of blood pressure medication most strongly associated with kidney strain in adults over 60. I am going to explain the early, silent warning signs your kidneys send out, signs that have nothing to do with pain. I am going to show you exactly which blood test numbers matter and how often you should be checking them. And I am going to give you a simple 5-step action plan you can bring to your very next doctor's appointment starting tonight. But first, let me paint you a picture that might feel uncomfortably familiar. My name is Dr. Victor Hayes, and this channel, Longevity After 60, exists for one group of people: adults over 60 who deserve real, clear, honest information about what is happening inside their bodies. Not recycled advice, not vague reassurances, the actual science explained in plain language so you can take action. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or your country in the comments right now. I read every single one, and it genuinely helps me understand who is part of this community. Now, let us talk about your blood pressure medication and what it might be doing to your kidneys. Most people think of their kidneys as simple filters, something like a coffee filter. Dirty water goes in, clean water comes out. But your kidneys are one of the most sophisticated pressure-regulating organs in your entire body. And here is the part almost nobody explains. Your kidneys do not just filter blood. They depend on blood pressure to do it. Inside each kidney are roughly 1 million tiny filtering units called nephrons, and each one contains a microscopic bundle of blood vessels called a glomerulus. Think of each glomerulus like a garden hose nozzle. When the water pressure behind it is just right, it sprays evenly and filters out exactly what needs to leave your body. But if the pressure drops too low, the spray weakens and waste builds up. If the pressure spikes too high, the nozzle itself becomes damaged over time. Your blood pressure medication exists to manage that pressure throughout your entire cardiovascular system. But your kidneys are uniquely sensitive to how quickly and how much that pressure changes. And here is what changes after 60. First, the blood vessels feeding your kidneys naturally stiffen, so they respond less predictably to medication. Second, kidney blood flow itself declines by an estimated 30 to 40% between the ages of 40 and 70, according to research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Third, your kidneys become far more sensitive to sudden drops in blood pressure than they were at 45. In a younger adult, this system runs quietly in the background, but after 60, the margin for error shrinks considerably, and that is exactly where certain medications become a problem. So let us talk about the mechanism. There is a hormone system inside your kidneys called the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. In plain language, here is what that means for you. This system is your body's internal thermostat for blood pressure. It senses when pressure inside the kidney drops, and it tightens or relaxes specific blood vessels to compensate. Many blood pressure medications, especially ACE inhibitors and ARBs, work by intentionally relaxing the tiny outflow vessel of the glomerulus, the one carrying blood away from that filtering unit. For most people, this is protective. It lowers pressure inside the filter and reduces long-term strain. But here is the number that stopped me cold when I first reviewed it. In adults over 60 who are also dehydrated, taking a diuretic, or experiencing even a mild illness like the stomach flu, that same relaxation effect can cause filtration pressure to drop too far, too fast. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that acute kidney injury episodes in adults over 65 rose by nearly 35% when ACE inhibitors or ARBs were combined with diuretics during periods of reduced fluid intake. This condition even has a name, the triple whammy, when a diuretic, an ACE inhibitor or ARB, and certain pain relievers are combined. And research tracking hospital admissions has shown this specific combination accounts for a measurably higher share of sudden kidney injury cases in patients over 65. If this is the first time anyone has explained this mechanism to you clearly, press the like button right now. It genuinely helps this information reach other people your age who are taking these same medications without knowing this. I want to tell you about a woman I will call Dorothy. 71 years old, a retired elementary school librarian from Charlotte, North Carolina. Not someone who ignored their health. Dorothy walked every morning, kept every appointment, and had been taking lisinopril for her blood pressure for nearly 9 years without a single complaint. But for about 4 months, Dorothy noticed she was more tired than usual. Her ankles seemed slightly puffier by evening. Nothing dramatic, nothing that felt like an emergency. She had tried drinking more water some days. She had tried cutting salt further. She had tried simply resting more, assuming it was just her age catching up with her. When she came in for what she thought was a routine visit, I asked her something no one had ever thought to ask. I asked whether she had started any new over-the-counter medications recently, specifically for joint pain. It turned out Dorothy had been taking an over-the-counter anti-inflammatory nearly every day for 6 months for her knee, alongside her lisinopril and a low-dose diuretic her doctor had added the year before. 3 medications, each reasonable on its own, working against her kidneys together. Her blood work confirmed it. Her kidney function had declined measurably over those months. We made 2 changes. We removed the anti-inflammatory entirely, replacing it with a topical option, and we adjusted the timing and dosage of her other 2 medications with her cardiologist's guidance. Within 8 weeks, Dorothy's kidney numbers had returned to her personal baseline. I had no idea 3 separate pills sitting in 3 separate bottles could be having a conversation with each other inside my body, she told me at her follow-up visit. That is what is possible when you understand what your body is actually telling you. If you are still with me and this is making sense, type the word kidney in the comments right now. It lets me know you are watching and following along, and it genuinely helps this video reach other people over 60 who need this information tonight. Now let us go through the 7 categories most closely linked to kidney strain in adults over 60. I want to be clear before we start. These medications save lives every single day, and I am not telling you to stop taking any of them. I am telling you what to monitor. Number 1, ACE inhibitors. This includes lisinopril, enalapril, and ramipril. In plain language, these relax the outflow vessel of your kidney's filter. Think of it like slightly loosening a garden hose nozzle to reduce back pressure. Useful, but it means your kidneys are more sensitive to dehydration. Research consistently shows this class requires a kidney function blood test within 2 to 4 weeks of starting or adjusting the dose. Now here is where it gets more interesting. Number 2, ARBs, or angiotensin receptor blockers. This includes losartan and valsartan. They work through a very similar pathway to ACE inhibitors, which means they carry a similar monitoring requirement, especially when combined with a diuretic. Number 3, loop diuretics like furosemide. Think of these as opening a drain more aggressively than usual. They are essential for certain heart conditions, but they can concentrate your blood and reduce kidney blood flow if fluid intake does not keep pace, particularly during hot weather or illness. Number 4, thiazide diuretics, such as hydrochlorothiazide. Similar mechanism to loop diuretics, but research published in Circulation Research has linked long-term thiazide use to shifts in sodium and potassium balance that can indirectly stress kidney function over years of continuous use. Now here is where it becomes truly important. Number 5. NSAIDs taken alongside blood pressure medication. Ibuprofen and naproxen are not blood pressure medications themselves, but when combined with an ACE inhibitor, ARB, or diuretic, they form that triple whammy combination we discussed earlier, one of the most common preventable causes of sudden kidney injury in adults over 65. Number 6. Calcium channel blockers like amlodipine. This class is generally considered gentler on the kidneys directly, but at higher doses it has been associated with ankle swelling and in some patients, elevated pressure specifically at the kidney's filtering unit if blood pressure control remains inconsistent. And number 7, the one almost nobody warns you about, combination pills. Many patients over 60 are prescribed a single tablet that combines 2 or even 3 of the categories above into one pill for convenience. Research tracking prescribing patterns has found that patients on combination pills are less likely to have their kidney function monitored as frequently, simply because it feels like one medication rather than 2 or 3 working together. Now let us talk about what you can add. Because the goal here is not to take things away, it is to give your kidneys the specific support and monitoring they need to keep doing their job safely, alongside your medication. Solution number 1, request a basic metabolic panel. This is a simple blood test that measures creatinine and estimated glomerular filtration rate, often called eGFR. Research supports checking this within 2 to 4 weeks of any new blood pressure medication or dosage change, and then roughly every 6 to 12 months once stable. Solution number 2, hydration awareness, not just hydration volume. It is not simply about drinking more water. A study published in Nutrients found that consistent hydration throughout the day, rather than large amounts consumed all at once, better supports stable kidney blood flow in adults over 60. Solution number 3, potassium-rich foods, in moderation and with your doctor's guidance. Foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens support the sodium-potassium balance your kidneys are managing. And I want to be clear here, always speak with your doctor before significantly increasing potassium intake if you are on an ACE inhibitor or ARB, since these medications already affect potassium levels. Solution number 4, a sick day rule card. Many nephrology programs now recommend that patients on ACE inhibitors, ARBs, and diuretics temporarily pause certain medications during illness involving vomiting, diarrhea, or reduced fluid intake under their doctor's guidance. Ask your physician whether this applies to you and write the instructions down where you can find them quickly. Solution number 5, a single current medication list. Bring an updated list including every over-the-counter medication and supplement to every appointment. This is the single most common gap I see. Patients who know their prescription list perfectly but forget to mention the ibuprofen they have been taking for their shoulder for the past 3 months. Now let me give you the 5-step protocol. This is not a supplement protocol. It is a sequence of conversations and simple monitoring steps that directly protect your kidney function, so silent strain does not turn into something more serious. Step 1. Schedule a kidney function blood test if you have not had one in the past 12 months, or within the past month if your blood pressure medication was recently started or changed. Step 2. Write down every over-the-counter medication you have taken more than twice in the past month, especially anti-inflammatories, and bring that list to your next appointment. Step 3. Ask your doctor directly, given my current blood pressure medications, is there a sick day plan I should follow if I become dehydrated or ill? Step 4. Track your daily fluid intake for 1 week using nothing more than a simple tally on your refrigerator, so you have a real number to discuss with your doctor rather than a guess. Step 5. Request that your eGFR and creatinine numbers be written down for you at every appointment so you can watch the trend over time rather than relying on memory. This is a 5-step routine. It costs nothing beyond a single blood test most insurance plans already cover, and it works with your kidney's biology instead of against it. If you have made it this far and something in this video has given you a new way to think about your blood pressure medication, type the number 60 in the comments. It is a simple signal, and it genuinely tells me this community is paying attention. Your kidneys have been working for you every single day and every single night, without a break, without a complaint, for every year of your life. They have never asked for recognition. They have never demanded anything in return. But they have been asking for your attention, not through pain most of the time, through a number on a blood test that very few people ever think to ask about. Starting tonight, I want you to do one simple thing. Write down the names of every blood pressure medication you take and place that list somewhere you will see it tomorrow morning. Because tomorrow, I want you to call your doctor's office and ask for that kidney function blood test. Please share this with one person, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who has been on the same blood pressure medication for years without a recent kidney check. The people who need this most are not searching for it. They do not know to search for it. And if this channel has become a place you trust for honest, clear information about what is happening inside your body, consider subscribing to Longevity After 60. There is more of this waiting for you. Leave a comment below and let me know. Have you had your kidney function checked in the past year? I read every single comment, and your answer might help someone else watching tonight. Take care of your kidneys. I will see you in the next video.